5 ways to achieve your goals. In this video, we're going to look at 5 ways in which you're going to achieve your goals very fast. If you're new in this channel, you're simply interested in entrepreneurship, business skills, sales and marketing, and also self-help, then consider subscribing. And don't forget to like, share the videos to all your friends and relative members. Number 1, clarity of exactly what you want to achieve. Clarity acts as a symbol of a blueprint, the path that one is supposed to follow in order to achieve his goals. It actually comprises of 3 components: why, when, and how. The first component of clarity is actually why. Napoleon Hill once said, "When a man is truly desire and so determined to do anything in order to get what he wants, then he will truly get it." Why, as a component of clarity, it acts as a burning desire that drives you from your comfort zone up to where you want to achieve your goal. It drives you forward even when you want to give up. Since there are only 2 factors that contribute to change to a human being, that's pain and pleasure, try to find out where your why is coming from and then focus on it by intensifying the desire every single day. The second component of clarity is actually when. It indicates the date, the month, and the year when you intend to achieve your goal. It also creates a sense of urgency since it acts as a deadline in order to avoid situations such as procrastination. It helps to plan well your to-do list of daily, weekly, and monthly. How? This is actually the last component of clarity. Warren Buffett once said that a fool with a plan can beat a wise man without a plan. This is actually the most essential part of the clarity, since it contributes up to 90% of the total achievement. And this moves us to the next topic, that's development of plan. There are only 2 factors that determine when you're going to achieve your goal. That's how you're going to achieve your goal and why you're going to achieve your goal. In this case, you're going to discuss about how you're going to achieve your goal, because this is the most crucial part of it, since it contributes up to 90% of total achievement. It is also known as goal plan. A goal plan has to be smart, and for that to be possible, then 3 components are necessary. The first component is known as strategy. This is exactly what you need to do. For example, let's assume you're working in a job whereby you're getting paid $20 in an hour and you're working for 8 hours. By the end of the day, you'll end up making $160, and by the end of the week, you will end up making $1,120. Keep in mind that there are 52 weeks in a year, so the total sum up of what you're going to earn by the end of the year is going to be $58,240. And let's not forget the taxes, inflation, and expenses that are necessary in your life. Hence, your goal ends up not being realistic, and it will never be achievable in the measurement of the period of time that you set to achieve that goal. This demands you to become more specific of another strategy that is necessary for that to happen. After finding out what exactly you need to do, then the second component that you're supposed to consider is actually how you need to do it. That is also known as the tactics. Using the previous example, whereby your goal was to make $1 million by the end of the year, after realizing that your job cannot actually satisfy your desire, then you can end up making another decision whereby you can start a business. And for that case, then you need to get the business skills that are necessary to start and run the business. And therefore, you have to study books that are related to business that are going to show you how you need to start the business and how you're supposed to conduct the business so that you can build a franchise. The last component of developing a plan, it's known as process. It's actually all about consistency, whereby one has to understand that goal setting is not an event that you're going to work on it only on a single day, but actually it's a lifetime process that you're supposed to work on it every single day. And this brings up to the next topic known as habit, which actually explain how you're going to develop new habits that are going to be aligned with the new goal development. Aristotle once said that 95% of what you do actually is a result of habit. Once you have noted down the goals that you're planning to achieve, then changes have to occur in your life. In this case, I'm actually talking about change in habits, since they have to be aligned with your new goals. It's actually not natural for any normal human being to be hardwired and resist change, since it's part of a brain known as amygdala. It interprets that change is a threat and releases hormones for fear, fight, or flight. Therefore, the brain protects you from change. Warren Buffett once said that the chains of the habit are actually too light to be felt, but actually too heavy to be broken. At first, changing your habits will seem very difficult since you're breaking the old patterns that you're used to and replacing them with new patterns that actually are not used to them. But out of commitment, change is inevitable, and hence one has to first understand that the habit loop. The habit loop actually consists of three things: the trigger, the routine, and the reward. The trigger, this is something that you want to do since you're used to it. It actually sets the brain in automatic mode and the habit that it is used to do it. The second case, it is the routine. This is actually what you do every single day on daily basis. It can be physical, mental, or even emotional. And lastly, the reward. This is actually how you feel after doing that activity. It helps the brain to figure out the particular loop that is worth to remember for the future. The trigger and the reward, once they intertwine, they create a powerful sense of anticipation and cravings emerge, hence creating a new routine. The American entrepreneurs by the name Jim Rohn once said that motivation is actually what gets you started, but habit is actually what keeps you going. Just like I said in the previous topic, the goal is not actually an event that you're supposed to work on it on a single day, but it's actually a lifetime process that serves a very important life purpose in your life. Hence, you are supposed to work on it every single day. In order to change the habit that is responsible to take you to your goal, then one has to understand that you cannot actually eradicate a habit, but you actually replace it with another habit. When you change the habit, first concentrate on the trigger and the reward, since they are the ones that intertune and create a new routine that would actually emerge. But that actually is not enough, since one has to believe that change is possible through the following process. The Gleicher's formula. Back in 1960s, David Gleicher created a formula for change. It states that dissatisfaction multiplied by vision multiplied by first concrete steps is greater than resistance. In other words, the pain of loss is greater than the power of gain. In the case of dissatisfaction, it occurs when the habits that you're used to tend to have worse outcomes and makes your life miserable and leading you to the wrong direction. When finally the dissatisfaction reaches to the tipping point, you start to think of how you're going to be happier after achieving your goal purpose. Hence, you tend to change your daily habitual routines. In his book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it stated that whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can actually achieve. There are two types of belief: explicit belief and implicit belief. In the case of explicit belief, this is external belief that one declares by word of mouth to someone else. On the other hand, the implicit belief, this is internal, what you think about yourself in secret. This is actually what truly defines you. And without the implicit belief, you'll eventually have doubts about yourself and also about your goal. Just like Jim Quick stated that when an egg breaks from outside, life ends, and when it breaks from inside, life begins. Belief is a pattern that can be reinforced and created over a certain period of time. One is supposed to make a choice to believe in his or her own goal through the following process: affirmation, meditation, visualization, precision, and hypnosis. The right brain of a human being tends to create mental pictures. Out of the power of imagination, one can see the future that you actually desire to possess, while visualizing involves the use of emotions and feelings. A good affirmation usually is personal, positive, visual, present, and emotional. For example, I am so happy and grateful for the fact that I now earn $10,000 every single day through the business system that I've created. Visualization is very important. If you visualize wrong things, you'll end up getting wrong results. One is supposed to see, believe, and experience even before doing it. At first, you're supposed to begin with the end in mind. Subliminal programming, neurolinguistic programming, and new forms of relaxation and self-talk process are all part of visualization. Look at your goals on a daily basis, see, believe in yourself, and that you have already achieved that goal, and feel the emotion of success. That is actually the way to attract something in your life. And lastly, hypnosis. It's also known as hypnotherapy or hypnotic suggestion. It's a trance-like state where one is heightened his focus and concentration. It's done by use of verbal repetition and mental images. When under hypnosis, you usually feel calm and relaxed. Hypnotherapy is usually done to reduce stress and anxiety while facing difficulties when fighting for your goals. And lastly, commitment. Unlike being interested, commitment is a state that you'll do anything in order to achieve your goals, not like being interested whereby you'll do anything that seems convenient and you live your life clinging on excuses and blames on why you can't achieve those goals. It is advisable you stick to commitment and work on your goals from the beginning to the end, being disciplined. If you have reached this far, then I would like to say thank you so much for watching my video, and I believe that it will contribute to positive change in your life. But before I finish the video, I would like to tell you that knowledge is not power, but actually applied knowledge is power. Therefore, what I have taught you in this video will never work in your life unless you put it into practice. Thank you for now, and hope I will see you again in the next video. Goodbye.